Hello fellow Sprite lovers, thanks for watching this new episode. It's going to be another road trip. Kind of keeping things a little boring, going back to Albany again, but this time there's some intent with going. Not just going to go game stores, buy games, etc. like usual, though that's probably in the pipeline. But as you know, I'm not looking to spend a lot of money. So I actually have some games that I would prefer to keep in the collection, let's say. And rather than sell them, I either want them to stay on the shelf, or if they can be traded towards something I want just as much or more than those games, then I would get rid of them. Other than that, I don't want to part with them. I have a little bit of spending cash, and anything I do look for in this episode may eventually be something that is in a future PlayStation Pursuit episode. So that's really all I'm looking for if I buy anything. Maybe some common PS1 games for cheap. Because right now I'm still not in the mode of buying games. I have to sell a lot of my collection, and I'm going to continue that. But even though I'm going to some of the same sites you've seen before, I figured another road trip, tagging along with some of the gang and seeing what stuff we can hunt down, I think it still makes for an episode. So stay tuned, strap in your seatbelts, and enjoy the road trip. Another fun thing about this road trip is that the trip itself is preceded by a few other game and YouTube related things. So this morning, good buddy Oleg, Mr. Syntastic, as well as my good friend Scott, as you know, Grimsy42 from YouTube. They actually met this morning at my house at 8 a.m. and we went to a garage sale or two, found some gaming stuff that we're looking to trade in because it's nothing that any of us want for our collections. So making a quick pit stop at Voltage Video Games to see if we can get some trading credit. We figured we'd split it up. If not, no big deal. We'll see what they have, but of course, my PlayStation Pursuit is always in the back of my mind, even in a non-PlayStation Pursuit episode. So there's that little fun excursion beforehand, and then it's off to Albany, like I said. So hanging out with Oleg and the Lake Brothers, who've been on the episode before. Kind of an impromptu hangout that we kind of came up with last minute because it was Oleg's birthday not too long ago, so it's technically his birthday weekend still. So it should be a lot of fun, so stay tuned. So we just got done at Voltage. Sorry I didn't get any footage there, but we had a huge trade to deal with, so I had to get that done. But we basically, when we were at a garage sale earlier, the three of us had bought 2 boxes of games, mostly Atari, but there was a couple NES games, a Super Nintendo with no cords, and we just all pitched in a little bit and said, yeah, let's get this and see what we can find. So we brought it in, traded everything in, and just dividing up the store credit 3 ways, we each were able to get things that we really wanted. So be sure to check out Mr. Syntastic's channel and Grimsy42's channel to see the specifics of what they got. They'll be posting those videos soon. Now, for what I got, I really was keeping an eye on PlayStation games, and there's a particular game that you will see in a future episode of PlayStation Pursuit that I picked up that really shot up in price, and it's not supposed to be the greatest game in the world, but I figured I'd grab it now since I had store credit. I ended up paying $4 in cash towards that, keeping in my 1 to 5 range. But yeah, I just felt like using the credit towards that because I don't want to get down the road trying to complete this collection. And this one game that might not even be that great is super difficult to find and super expensive. So that's what I will leave it with. You won't see the specifics until the other episode. But we're on our way to Albany now, so we'll see what stores we stop at. And this is a 2-day affair, so it won't just be where we go today. There will be some stuff tomorrow as well, so stay tuned. I am now at the house of Oleg with a couple friends here. We got Johnny Lake. What's up? And then, of course, Oleg, the man. I've talked about him in this trip so far, but I haven't shown him. And Chris. Now, you may recall in the last road trip video out here, there was a discussion between these two and then between these two.
It would have to be for something significant.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
I want Senti and Dinosaur Peak. You'll find Dinosaur Peak. I don't know. Doubt it.
I don't really care. It doesn't bother me.
You're just lying.
I'm
You're
not.
lying.
I don't care.
You're just trying
I really
to get the
don't.
price down. You're trying
No,
to
I just don't care if I have it.
So why don't you guys show us what we got going on here?
So we're about to have pretty much the biggest trade of my life, video game wise. I think
It's up there for me.
it's up there for you.
It's up there.
This is the biggest big boy trade that I think I've. Yeah.
Put your big boy pants on.
Yeah.
You guys
I
are
put my
putting
big
your
boys.
big boy pants on.
So, a little bit of backstory. Nate was there. Hyrule Warriors limited edition, as some of you may know, was an exclusive to the Nintendo store in New York City when it came out in October.
The old one, because it's actually remodeled now.
Yeah, in October of 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And this was limited to about 250 units at the store, and it was the only place you can get it in the world.
People online will say there was 500, 400. No, we were
No,
there.
we
It
were
was
there.
like 300 or less. That was it.
We were about 150 in line?
Yep.
So,
And the line cut off shortly after. If there were any more than the 250 we counted, I think that they would have been through like promotional, like coworkers and stuff like that. Other than that, it was just what we saw. So this is one of them.
We stayed in line for this. We got in line, about 10:30 at night?
Mm-hmm.
And the store opened at 9:30 in the morning.
Yep.
So we stood all night in line to get this bad boy. Now, it's been in my collection since, but it's one of those things where it just sits there. I'm not a huge Zelda fan. I mean, I like Zelda as much as the next person, but it's not like something I have a deep passion for. And this is obviously sealed. It just sits there. Obviously, it's rare as hell, but to me, it's a little bit expendable just because, you know, you don't play it. You don't, you know, I actually have the game if I want to play it. So, to me, it's, you know, kind of whatever. So, my buddy Chris here,
Who is passionate about
who
Zelda.
is passionate about Zelda, pretty much have what, like every Zelda game there is.
Yeah.
Complete box,
Yep.
everything. He and I have been discussing this trade for.
I mean, we've been going back.
I mean, we've been going
over
back
a year.
for a year. Easily,
Just jokingly
just kind
here
of
and
jokingly,
there.
but generally, like, you know, what would it take to get this off of you? And I wasn't going to let this go easy because obviously it's probably one of the rarest video game
Pretty
items
pricey too.
that there is, and it's pretty pricey. I mean, easily online, it's been. I mean, not a lot of them even pop up anymore. It's, you know, $1,000, $1,200.
Yeah,
you know,
once in a while, one will slip
yeah.
through that some
Right.
moron doesn't know how to price.
But,
But that's like, you have to be blind luck to
And
get
people got
that.
to be careful. The PAL one looks very similar, so you know you can buy a PAL one that looks almost.
Yep. If
identical
you can
to
see the
this
rating
one.
symbol on it, that's your best bet to
Right.
identify it.
And it's like 150, 200, the PAL
Yeah.
one. But anyways, we've been talking about you doing some sort of trade, and finally we came up with something that we're both satisfied with, but something that we're still both like tentative.
You both are like,
So we're both like, but the fact that we're both like kind
We're
of
helping each
tentative-
other out. We always
Yeah, that you know it's a good deal.
Yeah.
And to me, like, I'm getting two items which are extremely high-end items, which are for two systems which
You wouldn't
I
be
love.
able to just go into a store and
You
buy
wouldn't
it or-
go into a store and get them. You'll pay through the nose on eBay. So I'm happy doing this trade. So why don't you show...
what do we got here? Okay,
which,
first
all right.
first exchanged. Oh, okay. Now let's see what the big surprise is.
So the first one, and I think this will probably be my most expensive Genesis game or second most. It's right there with Musha.
Oh, it's
probably
It's more now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And the game is Crusader of Senti.
Yeah. Atlas's only
Beautiful.
title.
Complete Zelda.
the card.
One of the better Zelda clones.
It's basically a Zelda clone.
Mm-hmm. Very good one
But
too.
This game keeps going, you know, kind of up and up in price, and it's kind of cool to have Musha in this game
That's-
in my Genesis collection.
that's cool,
I mean,
yeah.
it's basically the two top games outside of Outback Joey.
Yeah, but that's like
Yeah, I mean,
like
you can count them.
those are two great and rare games.
Right.
That one, who cares about Outback Joey? You know, I mean, really. Like,
So I'm gonna put this down.
oh, I might have caught a glimpse of that other one.
So the second one, I mean, this is as big as it gets, pretty much, for the Nintendo, and it is Flintstones, a Dinosaur Peak. Now, obviously, since the whole Game Chasers, you know, this game is completely just skyrocketed. But Yeah, I mean, getting this game, not that I think I ever would, but it makes it at least possible to even contemplate going for a complete NES collection, because not only do I have this,
You have the other biggie.
I have the other one, which is just
Samson.
in a generic box or case, is a little Samson. So having little Samson
And that, I mean, those are the two
That's
heavy hitters.
that's
It's a step in the right direction.
right. But I don't think I would ever go for a complete NES, just because there's no way in hell.
Got a
I'll
good
ever-
set, though.
There's no way I'll ever get stadium events.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Not with that attitude.
You might be able to. You'll trade in a bunch of Super Mario Worlds and like end up getting it.
Yeah, the guy got one.
But,
15 grand worth of.
but yeah, so that's the trade.
Fantastic. I mean, it's like a bittersweet for both. Yes, we need a shake on camera.
Getting these two games.
He doesn't want to shake.
He's getting that.
It's official.
It's official, brother. Come here, be careful.
Now kiss.
Oh yeah.
Official. So I have been dealing with the unfortunate purging of my collection. Selling games that I don't want to sell. I love collecting, but it's made me refocus and rethink a lot of things, and it's okay. And I'm making money, so that's good. I need the money. That's cool. But I have a proposition made up of some games that I wasn't going to sell. And it actually is between me and Johnny. So I'm going to throw some things out there, and then we're going to stew on it, maybe go out to a store or whatever, and then we'll see how he feels about it.
So,
But,
first of all, let's find out, what are you trying to get?
well, that would be up to Johnny to...
Why don't you show us, Johnny? What is
Display.
he trying to get? This is another big boy trade.
I know. We all have our big boy pants on today.
Yeah.
So
I always wear my big boy pants.
he threw out all of his little boy pants.
Yeah. I grew out of my little boy.
So, that little backstory for Panzer Dragoon Saga. I've been a fan of the series since the very first one. I was in 6th, 7th grade, and my sister's boyfriend bought a Saturn at launch and brought it over to my house before they even brought it home. And I was playing Panzer Dragoon on launch day, or launch week, or whatever it was. And it blew my mind. I love the series. I love shooters. I love rail shooters. I love shoot-'em-ups. But this really got me into rail shooters. I have Panzer Dragoon 1. I have Panzer Dragoon Saga 2 is why I think it's called. And then I have the one for Xbox. But this game right here, I passed up when it was new. It was $40 at Electronics Boutique in Camillus Mall, which is my local mall. It's closed now. And I saw it, went home, read my newest issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly, which happened to say in the review 10, 10, 10. Great game, best way, swan song for Saturn. And then it said, oh yeah, and they're only making X amount of them. And I was like, oh crap. Now, I was in 8th grade, so it's not like I had much money besides my allowance, but I still was like, phew, gone. Never saw it again until it was now, at the time, $200. That's ridiculous. You know how many times I didn't buy it for $175 or $200 before it spiked even more? So that's my long, sordid history with Panzer Dragoon Saga. So I brought some games that I wasn't going to sell, but I want to propose. So I want to propose to you. That's why I love. So the first one is a minty Super Mario RPG in the box. Crispy as all get out. Valued at $150. That's what I'm saying. That's the value, with, and not taking into account how good that is, because that's really in very good shape. It's one of my best condition games in my collection. So there's that. One we've previously talked about. Been about $80 lately, but I was thinking $70 value on that. Another childhood game of mine, Mega Man. I've had it since I was a kid, but the attachment isn't there as much anymore because I have the anniversary collections on every system. I have the Legacy collection. I'm probably going to keep that one as I sell my collection. Another one. Game I love, but it just came out on 3DS. I can always play it on there. I'll probably more likely play it on there. And that is Super Metroid, complete in the box. That goes anywhere from $120 to $150, but I was thinking $120 just because, you know, it's got a few cardboard usual dings, but still in very good condition. and one I didn't really want to part with, but, you know, I had that. Why has this game spiked so much lately? I don't know, but you can easily turn this game around. And remember, we got a little mix and match going on. I'm not saying that these will add up to X. I'm just saying maybe this one's instead of this one.
Right.
This was a childhood game of mine, but it's a player's choice version, so I'm not as attached to it. But it's still a obviously great game, Link to the Past, and the cart is fantastic on it. It's just, you know, the box has gone through multiple moves and everything. So
when you cook, when you cooking, I'm hungry.
Shortly, don't worry.
And then these two box games, a Yoshi's Island and a Mario Party, just as other ones I brought as potential.
So we're talking about like some sort of combination thereof of these games.
And a lot of these were ones I wasn't going to sell, but I'm bringing them because I know they're, first of all, they're Nintendo.
They're ones you could always find again. You're not going to find a Panzer
and they're
Dragoon.
Rising. I mean, that's why I was like, hey, we're bringing these ones. So those are the ones I brought. I think everything else in here is for other purposes. So those are some ones I'm thinking about. Like I said, I know we talked Mega Man before, but these ones I was thinking as a big ooh, and then of course this game. I can't believe how much it's selling for now.
Yeah, it's worth about 75 now.
70. I wouldn't say 75.
Okay, so I guess that's the proposal.
All right, so we went to Mr. Deal's and then came back and had some food, and we had like a barbecue for Oleg's birthday weekend and cake, and then we got some beers. The nights passed, but we wanted to talk about Mr. Deal's a little bit because we hadn't gone there for a long time. You had a really bad experience last year.
We all did.
I wasn't there that weekend, but I
think you were, weren't you?
No, I wasn't there that original weekend, but. Okay. I hadn't gone because I'm like, yeah, it's not like I was like super impressed. So yeah, I found some stuff there before, but I was like, you know, bad service, whatever. We don't. There's other game stores in the area, especially here. But last time I came into town, I had been there in a while. Cameron hadn't been there in a while. Caitlin had never been there, so we decided to check it out. And there was some things, and everything was price tagged, so we were like, cool. So this time we come into town, and we're like, let's go again. And our good buddy Johnny over there found a game for Genesis, card only, which, you know, those aren't very coveted unless they're like the rarest of the rare, was cheaper than what he thought it might have gone for. So he picked it up. He asked for it. The guy came, got it out of the case. And then I was looking at some PS1 games. Oleg had already gotten a Dreamcast game he was looking for. And then I hear the guy go, wait, talking to the other employee going, wait, did you get this out of the case? And he goes, yeah. And then he's like, I can't sell it to you for this price, man. And Johnny's like, but the price is on there. And he's like, yeah, but I can't sell it to you. And then all Johnny says...
Johnny, what did you say to him?
I go, you don't honor your own prices?
So he said, you don't honor your own prices. And the guy had the nerve to say, it's not about honoring my prices. Oh, well, then what's it about? Like, you're a business and you price tag your items. And so basically the way I look at this is... One of the things we always said was a negative is, oh, they don't price their games, so, you know, you got to bring it up there and ask them what it's worth, and then, they look up the max value. Once we saw price tags, we thought, oh, things might be getting better here. But price tags mean nothing.
And here's the thing. The game was...
Rystar,
which is about a $40 to $50 cart only, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's somewhere in that vicinity.
Yep. There's ones that have sold for high 30s.
Sometimes in the high 30s. Now, they had it marked at $20. So, at most, you would have taken a $20 loss. But now, after this happened, you were looking at a bunch of PS1 games. And what did you do as a result? And you were considering getting one.
So, I looked at a PS1 game that was probably $5 to $10 more than I could get at other places. But I wanted it, and I was looking at it. And I hear this going on in the background. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, well... Screw it, I'm not getting this game. And then I looked at like 2 or 3 more cheap games that were like $5, and I'm like, no. And it just soured my experience. I wasn't even related to the conversation that Johnny was having, but just hearing that and knowing that that's what if I brought up a game and I was like, oh, and he goes, let me look that up, and it was something different. The price tags meant nothing at this point. And apparently it wasn't important enough to retain the customer experience. Right. At the point of checkout, no, I can't tell you for that, was the more important thing. And he kept coming up with excuses that we weren't even trying to get out of him. He was just like, well, there's only 2 of us here, and we can't keep up with the prices. But then don't open a store.
Then don't open a store,
because that's part of the whole experience.
Right.
So, and the thing is, this isn't the only game store in town. We've had experiences like this at other game stores in Syracuse, in Albany, and they honor it. They go, Johnny.
And you respect them for it.
Chris and Johnny came into town and went to a Voltage downtown Syracuse, and they had Ninja Warriors for Super Nintendo priced under what it was. They caught it. He brought it up to the counter, or he pulled it. Actually, asked for it out of the case, and when they were bringing it up, he goes, "Oh man, this might have gone up a little bit." Well, and they just rang it out, and it was like their understanding. Okay, we just got. And most game stores, they don't change the prices every day. That's stupid. It's not. We're not asking that of them. But you try to keep rotating. Go a shelf at a time. They give glass cases there. They should go around. Let's do this case this week. Right. Let's do this cases, and then they can keep up on it at a rate that they're not going to be like, "Oh, this is way underpriced." So. It's just, we tried to give them another chance, and we had a bad experience. So,
and again, the same thing happened.
So, all right, guys, it is a rainy Sunday morning, so that was kind of a bummer waking up. But we're on our way to the flea market. Is it called something?
Washington County Flea Market and Antique Fair.
Okay, so we're going to that. And, we'll still enjoy ourselves because it's always fun going to these things. Me and Johnny in the back seat. Then we have Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic in the front, who's making her first Sprite Lovers appearance. But yeah, we are heading there now, and obviously if there's any cool stuff to capture on film, we will be recording it. So we will be driving through the rain to get there, and we will see when we get there. What are you looking at getting?
He gave me the PlayStation 1-inch a little bit, so just getting a couple quirky little Disney titles.
Nice. Always good.
Yeah. Per your recommendation, actually.
Yep, Hercules is a cool one. I like it a lot.
And this one I actually have on Game Boy Advance.
And it's good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
But it plays, on Game Boy Advance, it plays like the Gunstar Heroes.
Nice.
But
I gotta get
it
that.
looks like this one is a little different. But
Yeah, it's probably like a 3D platformer or something.
That's
So,
what it looks like.
but yeah, the Disney games are usually pretty quality though. So. Okay, so there was a little montage of some stops that we did, so I'm just going to recap the day. So, flea market was a dud. I didn't get anything. Oleg got one little thing, and Johnny got a few little things too. But it was kind of disappointing. It was so rainy and dreary that it was just kind of a, oh well. But then we got lunch at B-Rad's, which we went to the last time I came to Albany. And they didn't have the peanut butter and jelly wings that I was coveting, but I got a BLT and it was fantastic. Once again, wonderful restaurant. Got to check it out when you're in town. Then after that, we went to 2 of the Pastime Legends stores. The first one was in Troy, near B-Rad's, and we've been to that one many times. And I was looking for stuff for the PlayStation Pursuit, and there was a couple common cheap games that I was going to get, but then I saw one game, but it was a very specific version of a game. So instead of getting those other games, I just got the one game, and you will see that in a future episode of PlayStation Pursuit. And I'm very, very happy with that find. And then we went to the Pastime Legends in downtown Albany, and I haven't been there in a while. It's not our particularly favorite one, but you can find some good games there because it is off the beaten path and in a shadier side of town, so to speak. So definitely had a good time going there, but I didn't end up going with anything. They had some cheaper games that I was like, oh, I don't have this one, I don't have this one, and a PS1 game near win, but it was missing something, so I'm gonna wait and see if I can find that game in the future. So I ended up not getting too much on this trip, but I did get a decent amount of things, so in total. But then when we got back, we continued a conversation that I started earlier, so why don't you check it out? So Johnny, I proposed this offer earlier in the weekend of what I wanted to do, but you also bought these 2 games off me, Monkey Island and Sonic Chaos, and I'm going to give you the money back for them too, because I know these games are going to a good friend of mine, and you're helping me achieve something that I never thought would be possible, and that is getting Panzer Dragoon Saga. So, like, seriously, I'm like almost ready to shake because I'm so excited to have this. So, dude, thank you so much for this. This was huge, so I appreciate it, man.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Okay. So as you can see, I am now the proud owner of the one, the only Panzer Dragoon Saga, complete in box. I'm shocked. I can't believe it. I have my most wanted game. It's kind of like, just feels weird now. I mean, it's not a bad feeling. It's not like I got to my goal and now I'm like, what now? There's plenty more I want. But this is the game I'm looking forward most to play. I have it in my collection. It really takes away the sting of selling some of the other games off, so really cool. So yeah, overall the weekend was a lot of fun. Even though I didn't get a ton of stuff, I got a few PlayStation games here and there that you'll see in the PlayStation Pursuit, and then it was a good mix. Garage sale, voltage, road trip. You know, we did a bunch of things this weekend. So, and I'm sorry I'm leaving everybody kind of high and dry other than Panzer Dragoon and not showing the other pickups, but there's a time and a place for them in the future. So, thanks for watching, and look forward to taking you along on other fun adventures in video game collecting. Thanks for watching, guys.